Hey there, everybody. Welcome back. Thanks for clicking on the video. Today I was going to do a personal story time about the last, I don't even know what day it is, week or so of my life. It's been rough. Also, I think I've decided on the show I'm going to do next, but I'll try to remember to talk about that at the end. So, anyways, this video is going to be about my twins, Jailbreak 1 and 2. And I guess if you're new here, I have twins that were micro preemies, which means they were born under 2 pounds and before 26 weeks. They were actually 26-weeker twins. And because of their rough birth and things, they had a lot of trauma. And fast forward to now, I have 2 level 3 autistic twins. So, I hit the jackpot there, but I do my best to handle it. And some days are easier than others. Today was pretty overwhelming. Like the last 3 days, maybe. My son, he has the autism, but also ADHD. So that's fun. And he's just been a little tyrant for the last 3 days. And he's been, more aggressive towards his sister and hitting and things. It hasn't been great. But the point of this video was to talk about I think it was last week. I think it was last weekend maybe. I went and I got groceries, which costed a small car payment or a large car payment, half my rent for groceries. And I got back and I had the kids playing outside and I was putting away groceries and going to the bathroom and, all the fun things. And at some point I had asked my son to go to my car to see if there was more groceries. And he did, and everything was fine. And a few minutes later, he came running in the house and he told me that the twins had gotten out. My one garage door wasn't locked, so they got in there. And when my son was in the car, apparently he decided to hit the garage opener button. So basically they ran right out. And I live on kind of a busy street. So he came and he got me. And I went outside and I could only see my son at the top of the road going towards one of the busiest intersections in the town I live. So I didn't know what to do. I couldn't see my daughter. I could only see my son. So I just started running full speed with my oldest towards him. He doesn't listen to stop. He doesn't have a danger response. He just goes. He doesn't follow direction. He barely will listen to his name, right? So I'm screaming and I'm yelling and I'm chasing him, and he had a head start on me. So I'm yelling for help, I'm screaming, and this car comes by and is my son was running in front of this car. And let me tell you, the terror I felt the whole time that I was just going to see someone hit this boy right in front of me was awful. And I just wasn't going to be fast enough, right? So anyway, I'm yelling, this car stops. My son runs around the car. And then these people proceed to just pull away. They didn't stop. They didn't get out. They didn't try to help. So my son made it about another half a block, quarter block towards this 4-way traffic light intersection. Luckily, right when he got there, someone was making a left turn towards us and stopped, and they got out of the car and prevented my son from running into this huge traffic intersection. And he did almost get away from him, but luckily this kid, he had to be high school age or something, grabbed him. And I grabbed my son, and this other lady came running out of the parking lot, and she happens to be the secretary of my old orthodontist. And my sister delivers mail every day to her, and she always talks about the twins and their journey and things like that. So she got in her car, and now we're looking for my daughter. I told the kid to call the police. I gave him my address, and I just started running with both my sons the other way to try to find my daughter. My initial reaction was I was going to get home, put him in there, make sure everything was locked so he can't get out, and start finding his sister. At this point, the kid was chasing after me because I wasn't stopping, and the police were asking questions. And it turns out that they had already found my daughter. They had both went opposite directions down a busy street. So that's fun. And I've always called them Jailbreak 1 and 2 because they'll get out of their room and that kind of stuff. But this was a lot different. This was very traumatizing and scary. So we get to my house. Lord knows I haven't ran since they forced us to do the mile in high school. But, I did it, and I did not die. I'm glad I lost so much weight that, this was the reason I had weight loss surgery that day right there. Anyway, so then this nice lady comes walking up the street with my daughter, and I ran across the street. At this point, I have 2 other cars in my driveway, all these people trying to help me. I got my daughter. The police showed up. This is the second time that this officer has met my son. He had gotten out in December. I'm not sure if I mentioned that or not in any of my videos, but he did, and it was cold, and that was another terrifying story. That time was not my fault, but really, it doesn't matter whose fault it is. You miss one thing, and nobody can be perfect all the time, right? So I got my daughter. I'm talking to the police. They got all my information. They didn't know that my son was a twin because my daughter, I've said a million times, she's my saving grace. She's my peaceful child. So they got pictures of them, and they got my mom's phone number and her address and things like that. It was pretty scary. So when this happened in December with my son, I had been looking into tracking GPS things, and all they have are these big clunky ones that you hang on a backpack. My kids aren't going to carry a backpack. So, and you have to pay $50 a month for them. So then I looked into the AirTag option, which I still might do. I'm thinking I could put one under their shoes or something. Something, right? But what irritates me is that this happens to a lot of kids with autism and parents who have autistic children, and it's so terrifying. And I asked the officer, what am I supposed to do? Should I stop and call the police? Do I run and chase them? I didn't even know which kid to look for. And, on top of all that, I'm by myself most of the time. So it's pretty stressful to even just put away the groceries and make sure all the kids, are eating and brush their teeth and whatever it is, it's already hard. And it was just one little mistake and all of this happened. So I've been looking into tracking things. It really bothers me that there's not some kind of program or assistance for people to get free devices and ways to track their autistic children. Because my son did not listen to stop. He did not listen to his name. Neither did my daughter. They're very unresponsive. And it's not uncommon for this to happen. And I really didn't do what I always do and blame myself as a mother and a parent and all of those things. It was just a really hard day. It was really scary. And even today, my son didn't want to play outside because he was afraid about what happened. He didn't want the twins to get out. So we're just trying to get through that. And I just wanted to make this video about why aren't there more help? Why isn't there more help for families who have this problem? And if anyone out there knows of any help with this, please let me know. Please comment. I love your comments always. So that was a rough day. And actually the next day I didn't feel so physically terrible. I thought I wouldn't be able to move, but I just had some pain in my back and my knee, which I went full sprint. I didn't know I could make it to that side of town in 2 minutes. And yeah, I was just screaming, and it was pretty horrible. And now I'm taking measures to get more locks on the garage door, and I'm going to work more on getting the fence. The fence is fine, but now I'm paranoid about it, right? So I'm going to get some work on that. And I have a plan, and that's all I could do. And yeah, the last few days, my son has just been, he doesn't want anything on the TV. If you pick the wrong streaming app, he freaks out. If you turn the TV off, he freaks out. He is just like walking up and hitting his sister and like smacking me in the face. And there's nothing that I'm told I can do. Like, I don't know everything. And when I bring this up at therapy, they just say, you know, tell him no, tell him nice hands. We do this, be nice. I'm not to the level, or they're not to the level of timeout and things, apparently. So it's kind of hard to deal with that when he's like destroying everything and throwing things. And anytime he gets a chance, he dumps drinks out and water, and he laughs in your face. He has this mischievous laugh. And I know where he got it. It's from me. I understand I'm dealing with mini me here, but it gets hard. So I just wanted to come out here and talk about that and update about them. I did have my son's parent-teacher conferences, and it was the first time their dad got to come with, so that was cool. And he got to see what a smart little boy we have, because he excelled a lot in most of his scores, and his math score doubled, which is great. And he's so happy, and I felt so bad when this happened because he thought it was his fault, and he was crying, and yeah, I'm just trying to help him out. But he's otherwise doing great. He's having his night at Grandma's. And yeah, what else with me? Oh, I turned 34 a couple weeks ago. I forgot to mention that in my last video. So now I'm just, wondering what 34 is going to bring me, and contemplating life, and I have a lot of goals and things. And one of the goals is to get back onto this, because I've been in a funk for so long, and it's hard for me to reestablish this routine. But I'm going to do it, and I'm going to take your suggestion, and the next video I'm going to do is going to be Love is Blind Season 6, Episode 1. I've never seen it. I don't know anything about it. But I see people are doing lots of videos about it, and I'm sure I can. I'm sure my humor will be back in order by the time I make the video. Also, if we like that and Season 6 goes well, I could go back and rewatch 1 through 5. I just kind of wanted to start with the new thing, because why not? So let me know what you think about that. I do know that Happily Ever After starts next week or something, or the 15th, 17th, whatever day. And I still haven't decided on that, because if I enjoy this Love is Blind thing, I might just want to sink into that first. So, like I said, I'm not really interested in a whole lot of the new 90-day couples, except for Emily and Kobe, because I want to see her go to Cameroon. And, that's all that comes to mind. I'm sure there was someone else. I probably said it last week. But thanks for tuning in to my story time and my little weekly update rant. I'm going to go and finish reorganizing my closet. Also, don't forget to take deep breaths, and remember that tonight is a new moon. If you're watching this on March 9th, the same day as Daylight Savings Time is a new moon. So it's a good time to set new intentions for the next month and things you want to do. And that's why I'm here doing this. I intend on getting back into the things that I love. So you'll be seeing me do that. Don't forget to take deep breaths and drink some water. And, take a nice bath tonight, because we all deserve it. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.